A little bit late to this game. Um, not much, not that late. I had some technical issues that I had to get taken care of. That I had to take care of. Um, so yeah, those got fixed. I figured out how to fix it, and we're ready to go here for a doubleheader to start off week 2 of 3 in the NCAA tournament. Um, the Super Regionals get underway. Our first matchup between number 14 Georgia, the 14th seed in the tournament, will take on number 3 Florida State. Um, in a best of 3 series, winner will advance to Oklahoma City in the Women's College World Series. And Madison Kerpix in the circle for game 1 for the Bulldogs. We'll have another game for you later tonight after this game. So pretty much, I think it's back to back. So here's the pitch, and now 1-1. Most of this weekend will be a one game at a time, and I'll be like that for this week and starting next Thursday in the Women's College World Series. That'll only be one game. There's a few times this weekend where there's going to be multiple games at once, but only 2, I think, is the max. And Mudge flies out, and that squirts in Fair, and she will get to first to start off this game for the Seminoles. And then tonight we have Oregon and Oklahoma State, and their game 1 of the Super Regional tonight at 9 Eastern on ESPN2. So after this game, we'll head over to that game. I will end this stream. And start a new one. I'll be doing that. I think I'll definitely be doing that for the World Series. I think I'm gonna do that for this series as well. This week as well. I know there's a few days where there's gonna be 2 games at once. I think tomorrow there's one, but tomorrow won't be streaming, so I won't be streaming tomorrow. I'm hoping to be streaming Saturday, and maybe Sunday. Well, depending on times and if there even are games Sunday. So, Janai Kerr up to bat, 2 count, and there's a strike there, 2-1. And Mudge is on first for Florida State. Again, best 2 out of 3. If it's a sweep, they won't play the third game. Obviously, in the playoffs, obviously, if the series is over, the series is over. They don't play all 3 games. They don't need to. So it is a best of 3. I'm assuming, I think, for I don't know how many series will go. I think this series will go 3. I think the first 2. And Mudge out by a mile, trying to steal second. What a throw there from the catcher for Georgia. And there's one down here in the bottom of the first. Kerpix in the circle. Cass Handercock is in the circle for Florida State. Georgia did have a runner. This is the bottom of the first, by the way. Georgia did have a runner on third. Dallas Goodnight was able to get to third base. Wasn't able to come in to score. So that's how we get started here in this one. You guys didn't miss too much. There's a strikeout. 2 quick outs there for Madison Kerpix and the Georgia Bulldogs after catching Kaylee Mudge stealing at second, and then the strikeout a couple pitches later. What a pitch! What a play there! And Florida State all of a sudden has 2 down. 29th start this season for Kerpix, 19.6 on the season, 2.4 ERA, 143 innings, and a whip of 1.13. And there's a start to start out the at bat. And Harding pops out. That goes out of play. And Harding 0-2 quickly here. Florida State offense in the regional final versus South Carolina. 1 run, 8 hits, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts scored on South Carolina error. And that was also the game where Kat Sandercock pitched a perfect game. And that was the last perfect game. Or that was the first perfect game since Montana's. Perfection. A perfect present. Since the legendary call. A perfect present for Montana Fouts. All-time call there from Beth Mowens. And that's after the perfect game for Montana versus UCLA. So that's the first one since in the NCAA tournament since Montana's 2 years ago. And that's fouled back. 2-2 count. 15 pitches so far in this inning for Kerpix. This is going to be a great series. I hope this series lives up to the hype. I mean, they were talking about it before the regionals even started. The series was a hype potential series, and now it's here. And whoa! Madison Kerpix makes Kaylee Harding look silly. Wow, what a pitch to end the inning. What a pitch from Madison Kerpix to end the first. I'll get y'all this schedule. Tomorrow I will be posting final scores throughout the day as games come in final. And I'm obviously posting these games tonight. And I'll be posting tomorrow's, Saturdays, and Sundays games when they come in. Let's go over the schedule for this weekend. Let's go over the 2 series tonight. First, we'll break down these 2 series here. Let's break down the epic Florida State Georgia series. Georgia absolutely on a tear last weekend in the Georgia Regional. Tomorrow in game 2, Florida State and Georgia will take off. Will take on. We'll be taking on each other at 8 p.m. on ESPN. The winner of this game will have a chance to secure the first spot in the Women's College World Series. Tournament history, super regional appearances, Georgia's 12th and Florida State's 10th. Georgia has 5 Women's College World Series appearances. Florida State has 11, and Florida State also has a national championship. Georgia does not. Teams of advancing to the Women's College World Series, 73% of the host teams advanced, as well as winners, as well as game one's winners in 81%. So it is key to win this game one, as they only need to win once in the next 2 days. And Cindy Kuma up to bat for the Dogs, and that's a foul away, 0-1 count. The senior for the Georgia Bulldogs out of Fresno, California. 378 batting average, 11 home runs, and 48 RBIs on the season with a 1.154 OPS. And there's a low pitch ball. And that's fouled away. And Kuma hits it. Is that a home run? Yeah, it is a home run for Cindy Kuma. And Georgia jumps on Florida State 1-0 here at the top of the first. That squeaks fair and gone. Wow. The outfielder for Florida State just gave up on the play. I thought it went foul. It squeaked fair. And Georgia is up 1-0 here early in this game one. Kuma. Wow, that was fair. Wow. And there's a pretty good sized gap there. I mean, it was close, but there was a good gap when you looked at it closely. Wow, Georgia up 1-0. That's huge. In game one, and Georgia will be the home team tomorrow. So that's something to keep an eye on if Georgia ends up winning. Florida State does have home field advantage. If Georgia wins, they'll take home team advantage. And Florida State will need to steal a game tomorrow. But the bats of the Georgia Bulldogs have been hot. And there's one that squeaks to the outfield. Where now Georgia has a runner on first. And that's Sydney Chamley with the single there. What? Can Georgia add more to its lead here in the top of the second? The reason why I won't be streaming tomorrow is because I'll be having company. I may try to stream an early game. Well, maybe, depending on, depends on some stuff. And first pitch grounder gets the runner at second. But that's all. So now we're on first with one out. Tony Baldwin, second season head coach for the Georgia Bulldogs. 85-31 record. Jane Fields gets a hold of one, and that will be caught. Two down now for Georgia's top of the second. Eddie Armstead up to bat for Georgia, the junior. 287 batting average, 3 home runs, and 21 RBIs, so 7.9 OPS. And that's a bunt. Good bunt, but won't be enough to get the first, and that will do it for the Georgia's top half of the inning. Michaela Edenfield, Devin Flaherty, and Mac Leonard due up for the Florida State Seminoles. A week from today, we'll be streaming. Hopefully. We'll see. In the Women's College World Series. I will be streaming baseball. Next week will be the regionals for baseball, I believe. But the World Series will take over and take priority over the over baseball, and then we'll focus on baseball after the World Series. So, what I may have Alan do is try to replicate the graphic. I don't know why he just doesn't join Canva. Canva's really easy. Stuff stays centered. I don't know why he doesn't join Canva. Oh man, chicken for Popeyes. I'll be right back. right. Madison Kerpick's now in the circle. Now up 1-0. Has a 1-0 lead to work with for Florida State. Michaela Enfield to bat 2 count here. And there's a 3-0 count now. There's a strike. Now 3-1. Michaela Enfield nicknamed Area 51 for her power. No one cares. There's a high pitch. Now that's a walk for 5-pitch walk there. And Flaherty up to bat for Florida State. Arguably their best player. Madison Kerpick's 22 pitches, 11 balls, 11 strikes. Chelsea Wilkinson, the Georgia assistant coach, Georgia pitcher in 2013 through 16. Top 10 in the UGA history. And Flaherty hits it to the gap. Enfield will get to third. And Florida State has runners on the corners. Mac Leonard up to bat for Florida State. And that should be deep enough here to bring in Michaela Enfield. No, what a throw! And that will hold Enfield at third. Was that Dallas Goodnight that had the throw? What a throw from Dallas Goodnight to keep Enfield from scoring to tie this game. There's a strike there. 0-1 count. Hallie Waycasser. Sophomore. 318 batting average, 2 home runs, 31 RBIs on the season for Hallie. And here's the pitch, and that's the ball. 1-1. Here's a strike there. And Flaherty will get the scoring position here. Good job getting over to second base. 1 to count. Two count, 2 on, 1 out for the Seminoles. Howie Waycaster up to bat. And that's hit hard into the ground. Foul. Stays alive. This team loves to run, so we'll see what they can do here. And that's hit to the ground. Wow, Enfield! And they tag Enfield. No! Yeah, tag was applied. Wow, they had Enfield in a rundown. What a great throw. Quickly to home on the ground ball. Yeah, she got her. And the umpire's on that for Enfield. Now 2 outs, 2 on. Waycaster gets the second on that play, though. This is Katie Dack up to bat. It is. And Sarah Mosley with a diving catch to end the inning. They avoid the game time, maybe the go-ahead run to come in. Heading to the top of the third, 1-0 Dogs. Great defense there from the Dogs to stay on top. Heading to third. Definitely looked like Florida State was going to get a run in. But the great throw from Dallas Goodnight in center field to home to hold Michaela Enfield at third. And then a ground ball to get quickly goes home. Forces Enfield into a chase down into a pickle. Tries to avoid the tag, unable to. And then the diving catch there. All with a runner on second and third. Maybe other than the first half. Dallas gonna gets jammed and quick gets to Flaherty. We got a good evening for you. 2 games of softball for you tonight. I will end the stream after this game ends to switch over to the Oklahoma State Oregon game. One to count. Now it'll be 2-2. And Lindy Rain Davis gets the base hit there. One out knock. And Georgia has a runner up first here to start off this inning. Jada Kearney up to bat for the Georgia Bulldogs. There's a ball there. 1-0 count. There's a strike there. Oh, we got time. One out, one on for the Dogs. Looking to add on to the slim 1-0 lead. Off the Kuma home run. And this is 3-2. And there's a strikeout. Two strikeouts so far for Cassie and the Cop. Mosley rounds it to short, and that will be that. Head of the bottom third, still 1-0 Dogs. All right, I'll be right back. And to start off the inning, Josie Muffley gets on base. Kaylee Mudge up to bat, her second AB of the game. 1-1 count, or 1-for-1 on the day. And now it's a 1-1 count. I'm expecting Kelly Maxwell to start tonight for Oklahoma State. Someone we don't know who's going to be starting or not. Montana Fouts. Had a weekend off as Alabama was able to make it through to the Super Regionals with a win. A 1-0 Allie Shipman victory over Middle Tennessee State. Can Clemson put a dent into Oklahoma this weekend is going to be one of the questions. Maybe win a game. Maybe even keep it close. Try to do what Baylor did. The Howard Cagel's going to need to be on this weekend. Now, they win game 1. And Mudge gets the gapper there. And Florida State might be coming home with a run. Josie Muffley does come home. And it's tied at 1 apiece here at the bottom of the third. Denied. Kerr swings at a riser. 115th double this season. Holy crap. Leads D1. Janai Kerr tonight 0 for 1. And that's a pop up, deep fly, and good night. Much unable to advance. And Kaylee Harding up to bat. 0 for 1. And is that a gapper? It is over the field. And Florida State will take a 2-1 lead. Kaylee Harding with a go-ahead double. Single season record for FSC there. Not the most, but still single season record. $117. Women's College World Series starts next Thursday on noon Eastern. I will be live. There's 4 games Thursday, I believe, 2 Friday, 2 Saturday. I'm not sure exactly what the schedule is, but it's like 12, 2:30, 7, and 9:30. And Harding gets home on another possible double. Michaela Enfield with the knock. Now 3-1 Knowles. It's this time where you take out. Yeah, Madison Kerpix is done. And Shelby Walters now in the circle for the Dogs. Shelby Walters transfer from Duke from Cahuta, Georgia. 43rd appearance this season. 18-5 on the season. 145 ERA. 159 innings pitched. 106 strikeouts and just 29 walks. Upper 60s, knees and below. Drop, curve, screw, and occasionally a changeup. So the lower pitcher for the Dogs now in for Oregon, Oklahoma State. And Shelby Walters' first pitch is a long foul ball. Autumn Autumn Belvey now pitching from Michaela Edenfield. Devin Flaherty. And Ellie Armstead tries to get that foul. Unable to get it on the dive. One two count. And another foul ball. Devin Flaherty on top of it, just unable to get it fair. 2019 to 2022, Duke pitcher. 2021 All ACC first team. Played in 6 games in 2022 before a season-ending injury. Shelby Waters. Gary Sanchez. Oh no, that's baseball. Transfer to Georgia in summer of 2022. Threw the first hitter in Duke history. And that pitch comes in hard on Devin Flaherty, hits her elbow. And she's smiling. And a chopper gets the second from Kuma. Adamfield comes home and scores! Now that's how Adamfield has a pitch runner for the Seminoles. And she is pumped. So is the rest of this Seminole fan base. And 4-1 now Florida State. I believe all 4 runs have come in this inning. Takes a peek over. And there's a strike. Takes a peek over and was like, does she go? Does she not go? And she went. She got sent home and easily, honestly, easily scored. And that's a ball there. 2-1 count, 2 outs, 1 on for the Noles. 10 pitches so far for Shelby Walters. And that should be an easy fly ball, and it is. And that will do that. To end the third, Florida State, though, adds 4. What? How many zeros is that? Top forward. I put top forward. Can Georgia be able to respond in this one? We'll see. We'll see. Sorry, I'm just trying to promote. I think Georgia shot it, or Florida State shut it down. I want to talk about something. This may not happen. I don't know. But on what the looks of from the looks of it, the SEC maybe in the next 5 years in softball, they're gonna be the SEC is gonna be a powerhouse, and the national championship will run through the SEC. Now, UCLA may have something to say about that. They're going to Big Ten, so is USC. But in about 5 years, by the looks of it, Clemson, Florida State, Oklahoma, and Texas going to the SEC. And Josie Muffley will get the first year one out. Florida State, Alabama, Clemson, Oklahoma, Texas, Florida, Auburn, LSU, Georgia, um, uh, the rest of the SEC teams don't stand a chance. They just don't. With everything that, um, and a bunt there, Mudge gets Muffley over to first or second. Um, the rest of the teams. Tennessee out. I forgot about Tennessee. But the rest of the SEC teams, they may have to leave. Or they may just want to quit because it's going to be a powerhouse in football and softball. Mainly those two sports, they're going to be powerhouses. And championships are going to run through the SEC. And that will be that. Quick work for Shelby Waters and the Georgia Bulldogs in the fourth. We head to the fifth. Still 4-1 Seminoles. But I don't know. Like, obviously, it's not confirmed. And, there's been rumors about it, about or Clemson and Florida State. It may be good for them not to come. I mean, teams like Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Texas A&M, um, um, South Carolina, eh, eh, we'll see how they do. They're on the up in a few sports. I mean, even basketball, men's basketball, they're on the up there. Um, and even football and softball and baseball. I don't even know about baseball, but they're pretty good in baseball. And they're starting to come up in the rest of the three major sports. Um, Vandy, Mizzou, um, they're not going to, all these other teams in the SEC are not going to stand a chance if Georgia or if Florida State and Clemson do decide to come. I mean, mainly Florida State, but let's see what Clemson can do after Cagle leaves in a few years. It'll be interesting to see where they're at. Um, Clemson may not be included in the powerhouse of the SEC programs. But I mean, obviously, you're going to have Oklahoma, Texas. Um, there's going to be some other teams. But if you're watching softball, your focus is going to be on the SEC. Besides a few teams, your focus is going to be on the SEC. You got Alabama looking for their second national championship, looking to get back to the World Series with a few wins this weekend. You got Georgia, you got Tennessee with a few wins. Will be headed to the World Series. Tennessee and Alabama both win their supers. They'll be playing in the first round. And that game was close between the Vols and the Tide in the SEC tournament. I believe the series, both the series games that Alabama lost to Tennessee were decently close. Jane Fields up to bat 0 for 1, 291 batting average, 8 home runs, 31 RBIs, 348 on base percentage here, 0-1 count. And there's a rip into center for a base hit. 1-0 or 1 on. Jane Fields, the brother of current Chicago Bears QB Justin Fields. Former Georgia and Ohio State player. Up to bat for the Dogs. 0-1 count. 285 batting average on the season. That's a high pitch. 1-0. Can Georgia get some runs in? I mean, if they get 1 or 2 in this inning, I think they could be okay. They're going to need a few runs here. Now down to their final 9 outs in game 1. Obviously, their season's not over if Florida State wins. And right to Sandercock goes right to second. And the throw from second gets is off, and Armistead will replace Fields at first. Now with 1 down. So now Georgia down to the final 8 outs. Making sure with the tag, but she is on base. Dallas Goodnight up to bat for now Georgia. Former Crimson Tide. And bunt. Safe. No! Wow, they called Goodnight out on first. Wow. Was it like that was close. Okay, yeah, they get her. Wow. By a half step. I thought it was clear on the replay that she was out by half step. Yeah. Calls upheld, and now 2 outs for Georgia with a runner on second. Probably gonna need a base hit to get her home. Cat Sandercock and the Florida State Seminoles chilling. Vegas Golden Knights leads 1-0 early, and that one looking to sweep and head on to the Stanley Cup Finals. So they're going to take on, surprisingly enough, the Florida Panthers. And an unusual team will win the Stanley Cup this year. It will either be, I believe, Vegas' first Stanley Cup, or it will be last. The team that got in at the very end of the season into the playoffs, the Florida Panthers. They will also have a chance to win. They are in the Stanley Cup Finals. But enough about the hockey. That will end the top of the frame. And now Georgia down to the finals through 6 outs. Going to the bottom of the fifth. Can Georgia match it there tomorrow and force a game 3? Maybe. I'd expect, though, Florida State, Lonnie Alameda, and Florida State heading to Oklahoma City. I mean, you figured Georgia was going to give a battle, but, I mean, I don't think they're going to have enough to beat this Florida State team. Which this could end up being, Florida State could end up being Florida State and Oklahoma. Your top, now the top 2 teams remaining, obviously, Oklahoma number 1, Florida State at 2. You could argue 3. You could argue Tennessee. You could argue Oklahoma State, maybe. I think Tennessee would be 3. I don't see why not. Alabama more than likely will move up to 4th, depending on how you look at Alabama's situation. They were projected to be lower in the rankings. Maybe would have had to travel to a higher seed like Oklahoma or Florida State or UCLA. But they may have, if they were the 15th seed, they may have been hosting a team like San Diego State. So, and then but they didn't have Montana Fouts either. So they had Montana Fouts. I mean, Alabama's much different. I think Alabama's different when Montana Fouts is in the game and when she's not in the game. Um, if she's not able to pitch this weekend, I would maybe move them down to like 8, uh, right on the border of like a top team or a non-top team. Uh, or just some stuff, or I don't know. But depending on how you look at Alabama's situation, um, they lost the game to Middle Tennessee State, and then they were able to come back. I mean, they're top 5 team. They're hosting a decent, good Northwestern team, um, and almost the warning track rolls. Now will be a double for Florida State to start off the inning. How has Shelby only pitched 16 pitches? That's crazy that she's only pitched 16 pitches. That's crazy. Um, you know, I don't know. Some people view them, okay, they're a top 14. They're probably the fourth best team in the country right now. Um, and who else will be above them? Georgia? No. Uh, maybe Oklahoma State, um, Washington, Texas. No, I don't even know. I don't even know where Texas is. I mean, yeah, Texas. I know they're in it. Arkansas's done. Um, man, what a series that would be. That would have been though. Arkansas and Oklahoma State would have been a great series, but Oregon, you never know. Um, I don't know. I don't know how you would determine Alabama's spot this weekend. Do you think Northwestern's better? Do you think Alabama could easily get this series win? Um, I have Alabama at 4. I don't think it's even close that they're at least in the top 8. Some rankings, have Alabama like 14th or 15th or even 16th, which is crazy to me. 14th in some rankings, in most of those rankings, but like I don't know. Florida State easily one of the top 2. I think they definitely are the second best team now in the tournament. Oklahoma obviously on top. It's just not even close. It's not even close. Could now the Alabama sweeps. They advance on Saturday and easily get the win. Could they be looked at one of the top teams to possibly get an Emmy? If Oklahoma loses, it is fair game. I am very interested to see. And Edfield walks. Close in how it now has 2 on. I'm interested to see how Clemson does in the Oklahoma regional. That's what I'm circling. I want to see how Clemson does. How Clemson fares against Oklahoma. Obviously not good. Obviously they're not looking that great. But maybe they could get going. You know, maybe Cagle has the weekend of her life. And a bunt there gets the runner out first and advances the other 2 runners to second and third. Um, I believe it is Harding as well as Enfield.
I may have to go take a break here in a minute. I'm hoping it won't be long. Let's see what Florida State does, though. And there's a ball. All right, I have to go take a break. I'll be right back. I'm hoping to be back by the 6th, middle of the 6th. Sorry, guys.
All right. So, Florida State added 2, and Kylie Macy now in the circle for the Georgia Bulldogs. And now Florida State could run rule Georgia. Georgia's only put up 1 run, and it's 6-1 Knowles. So a 3-run homer wins the game for Florida State. They are able to get a run in or 3 runs in. They only have 1 out, so they could just get this done with base hits. Remember, run rules are 8. And is that going to squeak fair? No, just foul. 2 count. Kylie Macy already has 6 pitches so far. If Florida State's able to, they can just end this game here with the run, with a home run. But they may want to do it with base hits. And there's 3-2. They can now put bases loaded. They put the game-winning run on first, or the game-clinching run on first. Orioles? No, that's baseball. And there it is! The game-clinching run on first. Bases loaded. Josie Muffley. Can she put the ball in the outfield? Send a couple runners home. And put Florida State maybe 1 run away from winning game 1. What a great performance we've seen here for the Noles. A walk will also help. And put the game-clinching run on first. Her run does not matter. So she's just working to get her teammates home. I mean, a home run does that as well. I mean, and then it would count. It wouldn't be the game clincher, but it would count. It would make it 10-1. So, Josie Muffley. And is that popped out? Yeah, it is out of play. Georgia. If Florida State were to join the SEC, Georgia would probably need to get some improvement before that happens in order to be able to fare against these Noles. And another foul out of play. And we'll say 1-2 count. Austin Riley goes along. Gives the Braves a couple lead. I will be in Atlanta in a couple of weeks. Oregon, Oklahoma State. And the force out at home. And now Josie's run matters. She's now the game-clinching run. With the force out at home plate, she grounds to third. And good job there for staying calm. Kaylee Mudge up to bat. Can she get something done here and push them closer? They don't have to clinch right now, but this would clinch a win. Or this would help push them to a game-clinching win. Game 1 win. 9 is the target score for Florida State. Bases loaded. If they get all 3 in this inning, it's over. If not, Georgia will have at least one more A, B in this game.
But so far in this weekend, it's looking good. Georgia's got to make some adjustments. 1-1 count. Can I walk? Can Mudge walk? Work a walk. And give. And this is a really good top of the order here. And that's a shot. 1 runs in. And obstruction's called. Florida State will bring home 2. And Florida State is 1 run away from walking it off in the 5th here in game 1. Eight 1 Knowles. 1 run away. I was thinking obstruction. And they're going to review this. I would probably say this was going to stand. Yeah. Winning run at third, that is Josie Muffley. Remember, I said her run doesn't matter, but she replaces the runner at first with the force out, so now it does matter. It's a game-clinching run. Can Janai Kerr get it done? A base hit does it. A walk will not do it. Maybe a wild pitch. And there's a strike. Can Kylie Macy be able to? The only way this inning will continue if it's a walk. Anything else will end this inning and maybe in the game if Janai Kerr is able to get one in the outfield. If not, Georgia will get at least one more at bat before Florida State can come up and try to clinch it. See if Georgia can try to close the gap or at least maybe Nice stays alive. Still 0-2. Foul in the box. Can she end this game? 0-2 count. 2 out, 2 on. Both in scoring position. Mudge's run does not matter. And goes to Dallas Goodnight. And that will end the inning. Georgia will get at least one more at bat. And Florida State, if they're able to shut them down, Georgia or Florida State could try to come in and clinch it with a run. But Florida State unable to end it in the 5th. They'll be headed to 6th. Oklahoma State and Oregon getting ready to start off. I will head over to that game as soon as this one is over. I will end the stream as well. I did not. Oh. Scoreboard will not be on until after this game. I will end this live, change my tile up, and immediately start it. Change the scoreboard. But no scoreboard or live stream will end after this game. I will commentate, but no scoreboard until after this game and after the stream's over for Oregon and Oklahoma State. Just because I think Oregon and Oklahoma State now on ESPN News. It's prohibited. Prohibited. Tennessee, Texas. Game 2 on Saturday at 3 p.m. Tomorrow we'll give you game 1 for the other 6 series. Yeah, that game 2 will be on ABC between Tennessee and Texas. Oh, yeah, it's almost a little bit. This sounds good. Jada Kearney up to bat. Kat Sandercock with an easy 8-1 lead to work with. 0-2 count. And a grounder hits the first base. Bounces up right to King. And that will be an out. Oregon and Oklahoma State. In the commercial break, I will go over to that game. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find that.
Location. And more importantly, you look at her pitch count. I mean, that's the 60. She's very efficient. She does such a good job of really nibbling those corners. And I think she's keeping off that.
1 out for Georgia, down 7. I think at this point you might as well just want to try to get maybe try to make some adjustments against her and
Sandercock working her way through the 5 in the 3rd inning. She has given up 6 hits, but just that one earned run, which was the home run by Kuma, who's on deck.
Strike two. 1-2 count. Cat Sandercock rolling in the circle.
Good job, though. Obviously, it's like nibbling those corners. It's just the true trust in the D, right? Like, she knows her defense is there. They're going to make plays. She's not seeing as much strikeout. 15 hitters a game, but she'll find a way to get a couple strikeouts. But really is better when she can trust that defense, feed them the ball. Back to Sandercock for glove clarity.
Flaherty gets the grounder after it goes through Sandercock's glove, and they get the out. 2 down.
Baseball matchup, the series finale between the Phillies and the NL East League Braves at Truist Park for 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Midwest, and ESPN Radio. Our coverage begins at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific with baseball tonight. Sunday Night Countdown. We can talk about Sandercock.
And Sandercock looks like she's coming out of this game.
It's going to be cold here. What do you think, Daniel? I like this. Why? I think it's a different scenario if the score's not 8-1. Yeah. But I do think it's about the fact that this is a team that is built on a pitching staff, right? We know at the end of the day, game on the line, boom, Captain Sandercock will be out there, no doubt. But I think it's about getting other players on the team a little dose of
Allie Dubois.
what it's like to play in a super region. Give Dubois the ball, change it,
Or Dubois.
and seeing how she's able to go in and perform. And then giving her 4 outs to work with. And this may potentially be, hey, we want you to go out and get 1 out, and then we're going to bring in McKenna Reed to close out the 7th. Who knows? But right now, Allie Dubois has the ball, works low in the zone. And to me, it's all about the changeup. When we sat and we covered Lonnie Alvino tonight, it's one thing she talked about is her hand. Allie Dubois, she's going to get an appearance in this series simply because the changeup is so good. And we know in order to be successful against this Georgia offense, we have to be able to change speeds. And that's what Dubois does the best. We saw her get the start on Sunday. The first game they played against South Carolina. 3 innings pitched in the regional, 5 hits, gave up 2 runs, struck out 2. So you know the change is coming in for Georgia with Dubois and Serna. How do you approach that? It depends what your comfort level is as a hitter. Like some elite level hitters can go up there and say, hey, I'm able to hunt the change. I can't sit up here in the booth and say that I was an expert. I'll be like, all right, hey, we're going to hit the change today. I want to be on time with it and find a way, but I was trying to hit something hard. And that's what makes changeup pitchers so dang good, is that you look silly. Your body and your lower half is moving before your hands, and when you do that, you're completely shot. But the lower is moving before the hands. So she does such a good job with that piece. And as a hitter, you have to go in with a little bit of a simpler mentality. Am I going to hit the hard, or am I going to hit the soft? And I've got to try to be on time, and I get 2 strikes. And she's going to start with the home run hitter today, Cindy Kuma.
Cindy Kuma.
Put Georgia on the board and get the lead, but then Florida State is taking over.
Allie Dubois hits Kuma.
Negotiating, and this is that changeup that we're talking about by Dubois. You see the release, you see the rotation. She moves the Evo shield, saying, hey, that was the base. Walk into the box, you don't have to move. You now have to move. If I pitch the base hit my books. Sydney Chamberlain now. There it is. And you see the lower.
There's a strike for the changeup. Cindy Chambly up to bat. 1 for 2 tonight. A single. 12 home runs on the season. So she can be able to close the gap. And that's fouled away. A 2 count. Eight one Knowles. If they score a run next inning, they will win. And there's a strikeout. Wow. Allie DuBois. Nasty pitch. There. Harding, Edenfield, Flaherty, the heart of this Knowles lineup coming up to try to clinch this game and take a 1-0 lead. While we wait for this game to come back, let's go over to Oregon and Oklahoma State. Live in the top of the first. Crap. Let's see here. No, I want that. 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 So slow. ESPN. Here we go. Lexi Kelfoyle in the circle. For the Pokes. Melissa Lombardi this season as the Oregon head coach. Oregon has a one on second.
Love the confidence in the take picks here, McGowan, who is the catcher for Oregon, by the way, so she'll get a really good look at the strike zone as soon as she goes out on defense, but she hasn't yet to still take that pitch. Shows a ton of confidence in her plate discipline.
Not strike out much, 11 times.
8th pitch of the at bat here. Oregon does have a runner on first.
Coming here. And McGowan chops it out of play. So many confident swings to the Ducks a weekend ago. Sweeping their way through the regional round, 5-4 over Notre Dame. And then 10-4 and 14-4 against the host team of the 11th seed Arkansas.
Stars stood tied up for against the Golden Knights. And a fly out. Yep. All right, that will come up as soon as this one concludes between Georgia and Florida State. Harding up to bat. Florida State with a run ends the game. If not, we will be headed to a top of the 7th, and that's a fly out to left field. 1 down. Edenfield up to bat for the Seminoles. Will McKenna Reed come to pitch for Florida State? If it does go to the top of the 7th, or will DuBois stay in the game? Michaela Edenfield, 250 batting average, 11 home runs on the season. There's a low pitch. And now a 3-0 count. Uh, or now it's a 3-0 count. It was a 1-0. Or not. Last pitch was in 2-0 count. Now it's a 3-0 count. For Michaela in the field here. There's a strike. 3-1. There's another strike. 3-2. Analyst says he may. 2009 World Series champion at Washington. And a deep fly ball to Dallas. Good night. 2 down. Devin Flaherty now up to bat for Florida State. And that's a ball. 1-0 count. 30 pitches on the night for Georgia's third pitcher in the circle. Kylie Macy. And Flaherty drives one to good night as well, and that will do it in the top of the seventh, or in the bottom of the sixth, and we'll be headed to the top of the seventh. Georgia needs 7. Down to the final 3 outs of game 1. Let's see how Kilfoyle and the Pokes are doing against the Ducks in Oregon.
Freshman who reclassified up a year, playing her first Super Regional game, just saved a run in her first Super Regional inning.
Wow, what a catch.
Her fans are right there cheering her on. Her center fielder, Cheyenne Factor, I'm sure was communicating where to come away with that big out.
All right, Rachel Becker, Cheyenne Factor, Kylie Naomi, Michaela Wart, Caitlin Carlisle, Morgan Wine, Talon Edwards, Taylor Tuck, and Megan Bloodworth. Forgot she transferred to Oklahoma State.
Tonight they'll try to do it against the senior Morgan Scott out of Irmo, South Carolina. UNC Greensboro now underway to Eugene, Oregon. What's the second team all Pac-12 pick?
And this is a pitcher that has strengths over
Morgan Scott, senior pitcher from Irmo, South Carolina.
Curveball and a rise ball, but that curveball I saw her go to on film a lot of confidence to both righties and lefties, bringing that pitch inside. She can mix speeds. When that pitch is on, it's a difference maker for her. Good velocity, rising curveball.
She does a 65 to 69 mile per hour pitch, rise in a curve mix, and works at a fast pace. Is the scouting report on Morgan Scott. Let's see if Florida State can come away with a victory to take a 1-0 lead in the series. Let me get their graphic ready. I have 8 different graphics for each series. I was going to post a schedule series, but I decided not to because it seemed like a lot of work. And
Chance for Georgia here.
Oklahoma State.
Good win leading up, but he
So
said
this is Florida State. Right?
facing Ali Dubois, who entered in the sixth inning. Back change piece. Really good change. Yeah.
Where was we going to put Oklahoma State's or Florida State? Ali Dubois is in the circle for the 7th. There's the ball just outside. So this is Clemson, Florida State. This is Oklahoma. I guess Duke, Stanford. This is good job. I guess we could do like seating wise.
2 outs now for Georgia to work with.
2-1 down. Fields up to bat for Georgia. I need to get these graphics ready for tomorrow. Holy crap. Okay.
You know it's going to come, and it's just straight though. Like I said, it's hard as a hitter when you don't maybe have the mentality of trying to attack the change and try to be on top of it because you don't know what that pitch is going to feel like until you see one. In the wind, like a spin on this. I mean, it's here lower half go first. So there they go.
And there's a strikeout, 2 down. Florida State went out away from taking game 1 in the series.
Percent of the host teams have advanced to the College World Series, but 81% of the teams that win game 1 eventually move on to Oklahoma City. Michigan pinch hitter for Georgia. Marissa Miller. She is 0 for 6. Her last hit coming on April 16th against Florida, but hitting 259 on the season. Different vibe of the crowd, huh? 2 strikes.
And here's the 1-2. And there it is. Florida State wins game 1. They are 1 win away from advancing to the Women's College World Series. All right, y'all. That will do it for this game. I'm gonna go get ready for the second game. That game has already started. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream now. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. I'll see y'all in just a moment for the Oklahoma State Oregon series. Peace.